Yeah. Okay, so it did work. All right, so locking on that. Kanak, I just changed it. Yeah, come on. All right, so pues Eslovaquia. Se me olvidó cambiarle el title en español a inglés. But anyways, we gonna get started, all right? Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahshua Shalom, Yahweh Shema Alatham Ba'Shem Yahshai. To all blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right? All brothers and sisters, right? Who are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, right? Israel, right? God's chosen people. Give me a second. Okay. All right, all right. So we have classes from Tuesday to Friday from 7 a.m. to like from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. All right. 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Also Saturdays, right? The Sabbath services, right, are at 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Right. That and you can find us at 12416 North 28th Drive, right? Phoenix, Arizona. Area code is 85029. Soup 4, right? You can't miss. I mean, come on, you know you can't miss ISUPK. All a black background with white letters, so you gonna see it. Also, so God. Also, some brothers are get all surprised, it's just protocol, right? You will get checked when you will get searched when you come into the classes, right? It's protocol, right? So I know we had there was an issue with a brother that came up, he just he thought it was like, kind of weird, right? If you don't want to get checked, I mean, if you don't want to get searched, that's fine. You don't have to get in, right? But it's protocol that everyone gets searched, right? Can't have no weapons coming in here. All right, so can't come in here with none of that, right? No drugs, no weapons, none of that, right? So also, what else? I feel like I'm forgetting to mention something. All right, that's to anybody who's right, troopers too, right? If you want to become a trooper in the school, you already know, right? You want to become a trooper, make sure you start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. Right? I say boots for a specific reason, right? You want to keep it traditional, right? Um, make sure you wear everything right. As a trooper, you want to go through your 90 days. You want to be disciplined, right? Um, take your notes. Learn as much as you can. And right. What else? Right. Hey, Sean Shabaka Thumb Warrior. Right. Slide Sean Shabaka Thumb. Um, Also, make sure you check in, right? Like it. Parag, if you're watching, can you put in the check in sheet? Salaki, I don't got it on me. All right. You checking in into the classes. As you can see, the brother Razan checked in. Shalom Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabrakatha. Trooper Razan checking in. Right. It's just to it lets us it keeps us it keeps us it lets us know who's watching, what zone you're in. If you're not from Arizona, type in what zone you're in, and we'll send you or better yet, actually go to isupk.com, right? Go to isupk.com, our website, and go through the contact list, right? Hit the little tab on the left corner, I believe, right? The top left corner. There's a little three bar or three tab, three thing, little thing, right? You tap on that. It's gonna give you a whole list, right? And go to contacts, and it's gonna give you all the contacts, right? All the areas, all the zones, right? And the nearest camp or the nearest school, closer to your home, right, or closer to your area, right. Get in contact with them, right, and make sure you check in, right. Check in with us. Also, you could also have in that website. You could also donate your tithes, right. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department, right. So you go in, you go to isupk.com, you go to tithes, and then you donate, 10% of that. All right. What else? Right. All right. Make sure you follow us too on Facebook and on YouTube, Facebook and YouTube, right? Also Instagram, right? Follow us on all platforms, right? Um, kind of feel like I'm still forgetting something. All right. Also, want to say, the water to all the brothers again, right, for coming out here, right. The water to all the officers that came, right, all the brothers that came, right, the troopers, right, everyone, right, the Slakia, Captain Tazariak, Captain Gadar, Captain Quam, right, and especially General Muhammad, right. Um, we had an excellent time out here. Man, that spirit, that brotherhood was, man, it's lucky. It's just something you just had to, be there to understand, right? What else? All right, so we're gonna get to it, right? You already know today's law class, right? If you have any questions, type them in, right? Is there any specific uh scripture you want to break down? Is there a specific, topic that you want, scriptures on? Let me know. Type them in the comment section. You know, and whatever I don't got with me right now, I'll make sure to have it tomorrow, right? And with that, we're gonna start, right? So we're gonna get into it, right? First of all, right, we all know it's like if you in the school, you already know that smoking weed is unlawful, right? You cannot smoke weed, right? Now let's get the scriptures to back that up, right? Because for brothers in the world, they say I heard this too. I heard that weed is in the Bible, right? I heard that weed is in the Bible. I never knew where, but I just heard it from some crackhead, and I just ran along with it. Like, oh yeah, the Most High or God likes, created weed or created, these herbs, and it's like it's not a sin, to consume them, right? But really, it is, right? And we're gonna go into first Proverbs, right? We'll go to Proverbs first, right? Mm, okay. Proverbs 16 verse 17, right? It's like 27. I'm over here. I feel like I need to get glasses now, man. All right, so Book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 27 says, "An ungodly man diggeth up evil," right? An ungodly man diggeth up evil, right? What is he digging up, right? And in his lips there is as a burning fire, right? He's digging up what? That herb, right? That herb that everyone says that you don't. It's not a sin, It's not weed is not a drug, right? A drug, you got to add chemicals to it, baking soda, Clorox, whatever, right? And stir it up, water, and let it boil. I don't know, right? I don't know the recipe, but but they say something like that, right? And then with weed is not a drug because it's a natural herb. I forget what they call it. Um, oh man, I think it starts with the M. No, no. Um, man, it's a specific word. It's a specific word where um oh man, I got it in the tip. So it's like for instance, right? Um, weed is one of them, right? Shrooms, right? Those little the mushrooms, right? Shrooms. What's another one, right? Shrooms is like, it's another one, right? Where you don't add chemicals or you don't add nothing to it. You just take them, right? Consume. And then what's the other one? What's the other one? Man, it's lagging. It's been a minute, right? But anyways, those things, right? You consume them. Oh, another one too. Heroin, right? Heroin comes from a plant that you dig up, right? Heroin you dig up, and if you take out the sap from that so like from the oh man, it's not heroin. I forget what poppy, right? I think it's called the poppy plant, right? The poppy plant comes from or heroin comes from the poppy plant, right? If I'm not mistaken, right? I'll look it up right now. And then so the sap that you get from that, you would put it on a wound, right? You would put it on a wound, or you put it on something on your hand, right? Wherever you feel like there's pain, right? And you will rub it in, and then boom, that would ease the pain, right? And that's what these herbs are usually used for, right? But because drug addicts, right, wanna escape reality, they will dig up, right? An ungodly man will dig up evil and put it onto his lips as of a what? Right? Verse 27. An ungodly man diggeth up evil, and in his lips there is as a burning fire, right? At the end of that, what are you doing? You're puffing, right? You're inhaling, right? The herb, right? You're inhaling the herb, right? And that is a ungodly thing. That is a wicked thing to do, right? That you're not supposed to, whether it be tobacco or whether it be weed, right? Some people want to say, well, weed doesn't kill you, this and that. I mean, I don't know about that, but they're starting to they're starting to go in onto man, I gotta get article. All right, but weed is more of a, what would I say, right? All right, I'll say it like this, right? Weed is a very feminine drug, right? Salakia is a very feminine drug. For one, it puts you to sleep, right? Depending, right? Sativa or whatever it's called, right? Two, you don't. It doesn't cure nothing, right? It's not gonna help you with nothing, right? For those that need it, right? Those that generally need it, right? They will use it the proper way. What are you using it for, right? What are you using it for? You're using it to eat better, or you're using it to like it to kind of to eat better, right? To watch a movie better, to have a good time, to have a great time, a better experience, right? You feel like weed is, it gives you a better experience in life, right? It gives you a better, a bet, like for instance, right? I'll go back to this, right? I remember saying this last time too, right? There's a movie called How High, right? And I remember hearing about how this movie in specific, you got to watch it when you're high. That one, Pineapple Express. What's another one? Right, that one, Pineapple Express. Some of the scary movies. The scary movie 3, 4, whatever. Right. Um, you have to watch these movies when you're high because it makes it a lot more entertaining and whatnot. So see, like for things like that, that's a ungodly thing to do, right? Why do you want it? Why would you have to get high in order to enjoy a movie? Why? Why do you have to get high to escape reality? Right? Why do you have to get high to not deal with your problems? Right? Why not deal with them? Right? In the ISUPK, we're known for saying, life is about war, nothing else, right? In Second Esdras, right? Second Esdras, chapter 6, verse 54, I believe, right, is where we go into it, right? When Esdras is talking to the angel and asking the angel, right, what is it, what is life about, right? If you really want to conquer life, if you really want to live life the right way, you will you will go to war. You will fight your demons, right? Instead of giving into your demons, fight them, right? Instead of, accepting everything, right? Meaning, instead of just consuming, instead of just, you know, living by bread and bread alone, right? Live by the words of the Most High. Suffer, right? Endure pain, right? Go through it, man. Go through the struggle of not smoking weed, right? Go through the struggle of not getting high, right? Go through it, right? You're gonna want to get high, right? You're gonna want to you know feel numb, right? You're gonna want to feel numb. Why? Because of the trauma that you're going through, right? Why don't you deal with it, man? Why don't you fight with it, right? If anything, man, the reason why you don't go through it is because you're not strong enough. It's because you're afraid. You're afraid of living without that weed, right? You're afraid, right? You should fear more the Most High than anything, man. You shouldn't be afraid of no of not being able to sleep at night. Like I know that sounds ridiculous, but to some women, it's like they need to smoke weed in order to sleep good at night. And if not, it's like they're constantly. It's like their demons and the voices in their head. It just keeps on growing and growing and growing, and it puts them in fear of committing suicide or doing doing something wrong, hurting themselves, right. And I know this because I used to talk to this one broad that was like that, right. But if you had, right, if you had some strength in you, right? If you wanted to fight, if you really wanted to conquer that demon, the first thing to deny that weed. That's the first thing, right? Deny that weed, and understand that what you're doing is wrong, right? Let's get another one, right? Ecclesiasticus, right? Ecclesiasticus chapter 34, verse 4. It's like 38, verse 4. Let's say 38, verse 4, right? All right. Give me a second. All right, we're gonna start at verse 1. All right. Book of Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 38, verse 1. Honor a physician with the honor due unto him for the issues which ye may have of him, for the Lord hath created him. Right? Some of you guys don't. It's funny how, right? I read this and it just reminds me of how crackheads or drug addicts, right? Or, you potheads, right? You potheads will smoke anything but the COVID-19 vaccine, right? Now, I don't want to say smoke the COVID vaccine, right? I mean, take the vaccine, right? You would do every drug, but take that which can help you, right? Do that what the doctor is telling you is good for you, right? Every drug, right? You've taken every drug, but this right here, no, this right here has a chip. It has a chip. This drug, this vaccine. Oh, it's because what they're trying to do is they're trying to create, or they're trying to make make you think that there is a a disease, right? Make you think that there is a COVID-19, but really there isn't. So you can, so they're saying all these things just so they could, plant a chip, inject a chip, and say this is the vaccine for that disease, right? Man, like potheads. If you ever been around potheads, they would tell you the craziest stories, man. The craziest stories. And it's just like ridiculous. And they'll believe everything but what's good for them. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll believe every little thing, right? Anything, right? Any conspiracy, right? They'll believe every conspiracy, right? Treadmills, what were they talking a couple of years ago in 2019, I believe, right? They were talking about storming the Area 51, right? They'll say there's aliens in Area 51. There's this and that. The government, everybody's a clone. They're cloning the cows. They're cloning this. I mean, picture it. How do you think there's so many? How can they feed so many people? This, and that, right? How can they do this? Did you see the video? Look at the video I just sent you. You can tell he's a clone, right? They're gonna say all like the most ridiculous things, but won't take heed, right? They won't pay close attention to what the Most High is saying, right? That there's a day where the Most High is gonna return, right? And he's gonna save the children of Israel, and those that are not on the right side of the Most High, those that are not doing what the Most High is saying, right? What the Most High is told us to do, right? Which is to keep the covenant, right? To keep our the law, right? to remember the law, remember our the statutes and the judgments, right? Remember what can happen to us if we disobey, right? They'll believe everything else but what the Bible says, right? They'll believe everything, every conspiracy, right? Jay Z's in the Illuminati, right? I mean, like, okay, now what, right? How are you helping black people, right? How are you helping your people live with conspiracy theories? You know what I'm saying? Like, how are you gonna help your people live trying to legalize marijuana in every state? Like, how does that? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you? What is your goal? Like, you don't like you potheads don't have no goals. You have no. You don't have no morals. It's like there's no set of 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 goal of what to do after you get the weed, after you get everything legalized. Because I remember being around potheads and thinking, oh yeah, they're gonna legalize. Oh, they just legalized weed in oh man, what's that one state, the first state that legalized marijuana, which was oh man, oh man. Anyways, Slocky, right? Anyways, they were talking about how the hemp, the this, the that, the weed helps with so many things, and boom, 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 and it's just like, and you like you, you can't battle with a drug addict about his addiction because he's gonna tell you he needs it. It's good. You should try it. They'll even try to tell you that you should. Yeah, Colorado, the water out. Colorado, right? Colorado was like one of the biggest things, right? Where as soon as they legalized it, it's like everybody started making documentaries and saying, oh, now that's gonna open a door for every other state to lo and behold, yeah, I mean it did, but what did that do? You know what I'm saying? Like what is that gonna do to you? What is that gonna help you do? Right? Our brothers and sisters are still locked up in cages, right? They're still gonna lock you up in cages before they even legalize the weed, right? Um they're gonna target you. They're gonna shoot you in the streets. They're gonna be unjust to our people, right? They're gonna be the cruelest to our people, right? Whether they give you what you want or not, right? Whether they give you interracial marriage or Slocky, not Slocky. What's that? Um, how do you? I don't even know how to say it. Slocky. It's just right. Um, whether you get same sex marriage. I mean, Slocky. I don't know the word for it, but if two men can now marry, right? When I first heard about that, man, everybody was like, "Man, the world is coming to an end." Right? The world is coming to an end. Lo and behold, everybody is now accepting it. And really, though, they should have opened their eyes and noticed that, man, this place is Sodom and Gomorrah, right? Because so many people understood that is wrong, but because of social media, the you know the internet, everything, right? Commercials, even commercials, man. Oh my god, don't even get me started on commercials, right? The commercials on YouTube and on TV, right? Wherever, right? There's even a test of, do you think you're gay? Right? I think Parag showed me how on YouTube they're trying to promote that on certain mainly on children's channel, right? Or on children's when a child has I forget what they call it, right? They go through videos and whatnot, and then there's like a little tiny tab right there, and ask you, do you think you're gay or this and that, right? And it has a rainbow flag. It just has a question and the rainbow flag in the background. I don't know if anybody has seen it or not, right? But it's like little things like that. They're starting to push, right? They're starting to push on our people, and our people should have seen this, right? Our people should have kept that same spirit, right? That same spirit of this is wrong, this is immoral, this is not right, right? What is their agenda? What are they trying to push this? Why are they trying to push this more on the children, right? Why are they trying to push this on men, right? Why do straight men have to change their minds about what another man thinks about or feels about him becoming a woman, and then you have to accept him, right? Accept him, and not only accept him, but almost close enough to actually they almost force you. I forget, man. There was this one radio show too, right? They force you into liking them, low key. Like Salaki, pause, but they it's like they forcing you. They're trying to push the issue that you have to accept these people, right? I might be talking too much and might get flagged, Salaki, right? But it's just like really like in 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 this world is like the righteous is oh right. Let me see if I can bring the scriptures real quick, right? But anyways, like I was saying, right? They gonna push the issue that that we need to accept these things, right? And like I'm telling you, man, it's like the older the generation gets, the weaker the morals get, right? The less of morals that we have as a people, right? Like, and it's really more so because we're trying to join ourselves with the other nations. We see what they do, and we want to be like them, like, right? It's like they're fathering us on or parenting us or fathering us, right, on how to live, right? And they're giving us, these things, right? Whether it be weed, the right to sex same sex marriage, right? Or the right to Slovakia, right? Or the right to abort your children, right? They're doing all these things to destroy our people, right? Con Breakfast Club, con. You know what? Let me put this up. Right. It says Razan said it was the Breakfast Club that had transgender on there, saying that men should accept them as women. Right. Actually, let me see if I got the video. I might have a video of it. Right. I might not show it, but I will. Okay. All right. I'm gonna show you the spirit of these damn, I do not have it. Thought I had it. I do not. Man, hold up. Hold up. Anyways, back to my point, right? There was but yes, it was at the Breakfast Club, right? It was so disturbing, right? How this man, right? This man, I forget I forget his name, right? This man was trying to bring out how he likes, transgender women, right? He was bringing out how he liked transgender women. I'll bring it back. I'll come back to the what we were talking about before, right? But now that we're in this topic, right? He was in the room, right? In the studio, talking about and bringing out how women are coming after him, talking to him, telling him, "How can you like these transgender women?" Right? That's what they were asking. The women were asking him, right? This man. He said, "How can you like these transgender women?" Right? And that's what he said. What they were replying. And then he said, "But these are women, right? These are natural born women. These are real women, right?" He said that specifically, right? Like, and as soon as he said that, boy, Fish got so offended, right? He got so they all got so offended. I believe it's three transgender it's like three transgender men that converted into female, right? Um they all got so offended when he said that, and they checked him for it, and correct him and chastised him for it too. They said Assad, right? They were yelling Assad, or I believe they were saying assigned, right, with an accent, right? Assigned, right? It's like no, they like saying no, they are not natural born women. They are assigned, meaning assigned at birth, right? These are not natural born women, right? They chose to at birth assign themselves as, which is ridiculous, right? Even explaining this is kind of confusing, right? Assign themselves as women. They're not natural. Nothing about, and actually, calm. And actually, one of them said nothing about that is natural, right? Which just shows you, man, that is a disgusting, disturbing spirit. How is nothing about that? What do you mean to tell me nothing about that box is natural? That ooh, we like Salakia. That like Commander and Hunter said, that unto holiness, you know what I'm saying? It's natural. You mean to tell me that is not natural? That is the most natural thing that can be on this earth. And nothing can compare to that. Nothing, right? It doesn't matter how many surgeries you get. Salakia. That is disgusting. Salakia. And more so, right? Uh, uh, Shout out to Camp Arya, right? Camp Arya, Captain Arya brought out this. I got this off of him, right? Is this there's a specific, right, mental disorder that comes in that the psychologists call that. There's a specific name for it, and it's called gender dysphoria. Look it up for yourselves, right? Gender dysphoria. Gender dysphoria is it means is the symptom of when a man born with man parts, right? Okay, Slocky. I gotta get this. All right, that when a man he is stressfully like angry and upset that he is a man and not a woman, is when a man thinks or believes that he feels that he is a woman trapped in a man's body. I have to say it slow. I have to slow it down because it's very confusing, right? Like I said, Babylon, it has a confusions, a spirit, like a confused spirit on our people, making them believe and deceiving them into believing what whatever they want to believe, right? That's what happens when you let children rule over you, right? Children will destroy you and make you believe whatever you want to believe, right? So like it make you have you following whatever you want to follow, give you so much freedom that now there's so much room for what? For error, so much room to destroy you, right? To destroy yourself, right? But back to the point, right? That is a disorder, a mental disorder, right? Like, for instance, right? An example, right? If you were to take a dog home, a dog, a natural born dog, right? If you were to take a dog home, um, and the dog started started acting like a cow, right? Started acting like a cow. Was trying to moo all night instead of when a person would come into the house by the house, he wouldn't bark like a normal, right, natural born dog would, right? He would what? He would bark, right? A dog, right? A normal dog would bark, right? A normal man would what? Would be masculine, right? And it's crazy how that whole thing is like I'm trying to look for a scripture real quick. You know what? But anyways, right? Going back to the point, right? My point in all this is that America will give you things and things to disobey the Most High, and you will start accepting them, right? Slowly but surely, right? And it all starts with the next president, right? With first it started with Barack Obama, right? Barack Obama was like the image, right? Though there's specifically select certain presidents, right? Certain people, right? Certain people, they'll put certain people in office as an image, right? That you put in office, right? And now that this man, right, your the people that the that president is representing, right, uh, um, the state or you, right, is now gonna convince you into what? Into accepting homosexuality, right? Because it all started with Barack Obama. You got to remember that, right? And then accept, getting high. I started seeing families now smoke with the children. Have you guys ever heard of that? Right? Tell me I'm not the only one, right? Where mothers, right? Mothers are now allowing their child to smoke inside the house or smoke with them, right? It's like mothers are now allowing it, right? They got so tired of fighting. It's they feel like they should join them, right? Now that it's legalized in half of these states, right? They feel like it's okay, right? And that's the thing, man. That when you have that Caesar Borgia, right? When you have that image of Caesar Borgia as your God, right? As your leader, you will follow and listen to what America has to say, but will never listen to what God has to say. You will never listen what the Bible has to say. You will never listen to the priest and prophet of the Lord, right? Which is in the ISUPK under Commander Jerry Hunter. You won't listen to those men, but you will listen to a homosexual. You'll let your children turn into homosexuals. You'll let your children be raped, molested, and robbed from these homosexuals, right? And you will support these groups, right? When you call us a cult, look at what you believe in. You believe in an image that is not true. You believe in a religion that is willing to molest, rob, and rape your children, and then and still go to that church after hearing about what they have done, after hearing about how much trauma they have spread in all, or how many generations of families they have destroyed, and you're still willing to go over there, right? You're still willing to go and support that organization, that religion, right? You're still willing to call yourself a Christian, a Catholic, a Muslim, right? You're still willing to call yourself whatever religion that there is on this earth, right? Still willing to put your faith in that religion, knowing damn well they're destroying so many families, hearing the stories, right? But sweeping it under the rug, right? Putting it under the bed like that never existed. I never heard that. That never happened to me. So because that it never happened to you, that gives you the chance to ignore that, gives you a chance, that gives you the right to ignore it. Man, we will never ignore what Eddie Long, all these, past so-called black leaders have done to our people, man. Destroy so many of our people, man. And yet and still you support them. Yet and still, right? Yet and still you support them and you still show them love and favor over the ISUPK, which we will bleed for our brothers. We'll go to a level 4 danger zone. We'll go to we'll take a mission to Acuna and feed thousands and thousands of brothers and sisters under a bridge. We'll feed the Haitians. We'll feed our brothers, man. Because you know why? Because that's what the Most High requires of us, requires of the shepherds, to protect and to serve his people, while your religious leaders rob and feed themselves and hold themselves not guilty, and deceive so many of our people to the point where we become traitors to our people, to our own flesh and blood brothers. As soon as they get murdered, the first thing we want to do is the first thing that we need to do is what? Forgive. Man, we such a slave in America, man. If you put your trust in America, you will become a slave, man. And that's the reason why you need to put the drugs down, man. You need to put these drugs down. You need to stop getting high. You need to stop being a homosexual, and you need to get right with the Lord, man. You need to get right with the Lord, man. Otherwise, you're gonna end up, like man. Slagia Razan, if you could remind me that one club, right? I know you know what I'm talking about. That one club that got shot up in Latino night, right? It was a Latino night. It was nothing but it was a bar full of homosexuals, right? And our brothers and sisters were in there, and they all got killed, right? At this club, right? I remember I said this to a female one time, right? Female got so mad she didn't want to talk to me no more. It's a lie. But anyways, that is just it's ridiculous, man. You don't understand what you're doing, man. You don't understand what you're doing. You're gonna end up like them brothers, man. You're gonna catch a disease. If it's not a bullet, if it's not a disease, man, it's gonna come it's gonna come in some sort of a new way, something that you did not see coming, right? You did not see coming. And guess what? There's gonna be a commercial telling you. There's gonna be a commercial telling you. I know you guys heard this, right? On TV, right? Or on YouTube, right? During the commercial, it says, right? If you have HIV, right? If you tested positive for HIV, don't worry about it. Just keep being you, right? In that soft, easy voice, right? Con. He said it's called Paul's nightclub, right? Salagi. I don't know if that's a joke or if that's true, right? But that's Salagi. All right. Brother said also, people follow the zodiac sign like it's a religion. Oh my God, you're not lying. You're not lying. And you know what's funny about that? About that whole zodiac sign? That they have rocks. They have rocks. They have different rocks, stones, different just pile and piles of dirt. Talking about this is energy. I charge them when there's a full moon. When there's a full moon, I leave them all night. Da 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 da. And also when there's a sun, a specific at a specific time, they charge them. Is that like that's a cult? That is a cult. What are you talking about? What are you charging? Charging rocks for what? What are you? What are you, Thanos? It's like if I'm saying his name wrong, right? Like, what are you? You trying to collect the five? What is it called? You know what I'm talking about, right? For those who know, if you know, you know, right? What are you trying to do? You trying to erase all of humanity? It's a lock you, right? But they said they usually say that because they're trying to get they're trying to fight with their demons, and they're just trying to figure out. They ran into every religion. They ran into every belief in this society, that they don't know what else to believe, man. These women don't know what else to believe. They don't. They're so destroyed. They're so they're so destroyed. They have to believe in something, and lo and behold, it's never gonna be a man, right? So like it will irk them. It will disturb them to ever follow a man or to ever believe in a man, right? They won't believe a man. They will believe other women though. They'll believe other women with seven more demons greater than theirs. It's like, right? They'll believe all these other women, right? But they won't believe their own, right? They won't believe their own men, right? They won't believe men, right? Real men, right? It's like I went all over the place, right? Let's bring it back to what we're talking about, which is Ecclesiasticus, right? Ecclesiasticus chapter 38, verse 2. For the most high cometh healing, and he shall receive honor of the king. Verse 3. The skill of the physician shall not lift up his head, and in the sight of great men he shall be in like admiration. Right? Verse 4 says, the Lord hath created medicines out of the earth. Once again, the Lord hath created medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise will not abhor them. Right? What does abhor mean? Abhor mean? Right? Abhor. Let me give you the definition for abhor. Right? If the Most High has created medicines out of the earth, right? And he that is wise, right? Wise is very important, right? Because all you potheads, you are not wise, man. You are not wise when you are consuming, when you are smoking weed and thinking that this right here is just is your cure. It's your cure for everything. It's your cure when you're sad. It's your cure when you're angry. It's your cure when you're feeling distressed, upset, depressed. That's your cure for everything, right? When you're feeling lonely, right? It's your cure for everything, right? By your bipolar disorder, your what's that called? Um, for everything, right? ADHD, Slakia, for everything, right? So like it says, regard with disgust, it's like disgust and hatred, right? And he that is not wise will not abhor them, right? Meaning you will not abuse, right? It's like you will not abuse, meaning you will not, if you don't need to smoke, if you don't need weed, right? Because first we read you shouldn't smoke it, right? That's the first thing you need to know, right? There are other ways to use, weed, right? There's other ways to use these herbs, right? Like I said, like for example, I use the poppy plant, right, where you squeeze the sap and you put it on a wound and it will heal you, right? There's reasons for these herbs, right? The Most High has created medicines out of the earth, right? Verse 4: the Lord hath created medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise will not abhor them, right? These things you do not, if you're not injured, right? If you're not sick, if you're not, if you do not need them, just like a Tylenol, right? Just related to that, right? Related to ibuprofen, right? When you have a headache, right? When you have a headache, you will take what medicine for that headache, right? When you are when you're feeling congested, or when you're feeling whatever, right? When you're having the runs, right? You're gonna take what do they call that? Pepto Bismol, right? You're gonna take a Pepto, you're gonna drink some Pepto Bismol, and try to fix your upset stomach, right? You're gonna take certain things, right, for certain issues that your body is dealing with, right? Not your mind, right? Not your mind, your body. Your body needs certain things to fight off certain issues, right? Certain diseases or whatnot, right? Certain problems, right? But your mind, there's another cure for your mind, right? There's also another medicine for your mind, man. See if I could find it, if I could, right? And it doesn't have to be with drugs, man. You don't have to abuse yourself with drugs, right? But what you can do is endure, man. I'm telling you, endure, right? If you go to Revelations 2 and 26, right? One of my first scriptures as well, right? 2 and 26 says, and he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end. It's like a book of Revelations, chapter 2, verse 26. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations, man. Understand, man. You cannot, you need to be a certain man. If you really want to help your people out, right? First things first, stop smoking weed. Right? Stop smoking. Stop being so weak. Stop stop lying to yourself. That's another number one thing, right? You lie to yourself in order to make yourself feel better of committing sin, right? A wicked man will kind of shalom shabbat, sir. But yeah, right. You will lie to yourself about certain things. Damn, I'm over here running over time. Salakia, right? What was it going over? Okay, Salakia, the medicine, right? For the Salakia. Okay, hold on. Give me a second. Okay, hold on. Give me a second. Got the wrong one. All right, but like I was saying, man, there's certain things that you just have to go through, man. You just gonna have to fight, and really thank the Most High for the men above me, right? These men will lecture you, will teach you, will guide you, right? Will guide you, and I tell you just some lies so you can feel satisfied, right? Sometimes what you need to do is you need to feel some pain, man. What I mean by pain, I mean you got to go through the stress of okay, so like, right? I'm gonna put it like this, right? Understand, right? You know how when it rains, right? You know how it's all cloudy, right? When it rains, it's gonna be dark, cloudy. It's gonna be a storm, right? But you understand that when that storm is not gonna be there forever. You do know that, right? But some people, because of the feeling of in the moment, right? In the moment, they're just going through so much, and it's piling over them one after the other, after the other, after the other. They feel like it's a never ending, right? A never ending issue, a never ending storm, right? But little do they know, and if they would understand that storm, right? That storm will soon pass, right? Because as soon as the storm comes, right, after it rains, right, what happens after? You see what? You see the sun. After it rains, what happens? The ground gets fed with water, right? All that gets fed. You use that. You use what you went through, and you use that knowledge and you use that understanding, and you will gain some power, man. Understand that you will gain some power, you'll gain some knowledge, and you'll gain some understanding of how to deal with this situation the next time, right? Because the storm, there's always going to be a storm, right? That's one thing you got to understand. There's always going to be problems, right? Don't think that problems are going to leave and never come back. You're always going to be dealing with certain things, man, right? You're always going to be dealing with certain things, right? And it's up to you to not let it get to you. But it's Satan's job to let it get to you. It's Satan's job to work you, right? Just like how it's Satan's job to work you in the ring, make you feel what. If anybody knows about boxing or any sport related to whatever you feel comfortable, right? But more, I'm gonna relate to this, right? Boxing, right? You understand, if you really want to break, if you really want to get the knockdown, if you really want to break someone down, first thing you got to do is make him feel like he's struggling, like stress, like not landing any hits. You doing something, you're not landing something, that man is gonna get stressed out. Little do you know, he's lowering, he's dropping his arm, his hands, and the more you drop your guard, the more you drop your guard in life, the more you're not checking in classes, you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, right? You want your thoughts, right? You're starting to think about going back to the world. You're starting to think about smoking weed. Let me just get some Percocets. Let me just get this, let me get that, right? Trying to make yourself feel comfortable of trying to make yourself feel comfortable of okay, I'll get that one, right? Trying to make yourself feel comfortable of what you're doing, right? Make yourself feel like you're not doing nothing wrong, right? By getting this Percocet, by smoking this weed, right? Convincing yourself, right, that you are what you're doing this for a good cause, right? You're doing this to help you out when really you're not. You're dropping and you're lowering your guard, and little do you know that the more you're doing that, the more you're talking to yourself, the more that you're trying to, you know, the more that you feel like you know what you need, you gonna it's like you're gonna fall deeper, deeper into that hole, and then you're gonna get that depression, that stress, or you're gonna stay in that storm, right? You're gonna stay in that storm. You're gonna stay in that storm where there's just waves just crashing and crashing, and then it's gonna tear you apart, and you're not gonna know what to do. But what you need to do is make sure that you just stay focused. Stay focused. Do not let anything, distract you, right? Don't think, don't let anybody take that what you already have, right? You got this truth, man. You got this knowledge. You understand the truth. You understand this knowledge. Keep keep coming to class. Keep checking in, right? Keep checking in into these classes. Keep checking in to the men above you, right? You got your camp leader, check in with him, right? He tells you a certain day, a certain time to check in with him, right? This will check. This will keep you grounded, solid, right? You got to make sure you're rooted into this truth. You don't want to be rooted into something else, right? You don't want to feel, you don't want to think you're rooted and or feel like you're rooted and not just come and check in every now and then, not watch the scripture breakdown classes with Jeremiah Hyman, right? Slowly not watch black watch slowly, not check in into these classes, right? You want to make sure you consistent. You want to make sure you in on top of your game, because little by little you're giving room for error. You're giving room for destruction, right? You want to be on that straight and narrow path, man. You want to be on that straight and narrow path, right? Proverbs, we're going to get into Proverbs 3 and 5, right? Proverbs 3 and 5 says, trust in the Lord with all thine heart and lean not into thy own understanding, right? Such a beautiful scripture, right? Because if you what you already have, right? When you know the truth, when you already know smoking weed is unlawful, right? Smoking weed is wrong, right? Celebrating birthdays, right? So the spirit of celebrating birthdays is wrong, right? The spirit of celebrating Christmas is wrong, right? Understanding that pork is unlawful, right? Understanding that these things, right? That that want you to slip up, right? That these things are wrong, right? And just trusting in the Lord and trusting in the men, right? In the priest and prophet telling you that these things are wrong, right? Will help you, man. But if you trust in thy own understanding, right? If you lean onto your own understanding, you will destroy yourself, man. You will destroy yourself, right? Right. In verse 6, it says, in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. Be not wise in thine own eyes, fear the Lord, and depart from evil. It shall be health to thy navel, and marrow to thy bones. Honor the Lord with all substance, and with the first fruits of all thy increase. So shall thy barns be filled with plenty, and thy presses shall be burst out with new wine. My son, despise not the chastening of the Lord, neither be weary of his correction. For whom the Lord loveth, he correcteth, even as a father the son who he delighted. Right? Okay, I'm gonna give you one more, right? Verse 25 says, Verse 25 says, be not afraid of sudden fear, neither of the desolation of the wicked when it cometh, for the Lord shall be thy confidence, and shall keep thy foot from being taken. Right? If you really, like I'm telling you, man, it's just simple, man. All you got to do is just listen. All you got to do is listen and make sure you do, right? Don't just be hearers of the law, be doers of the law, right? You can look that up, right? Don't just be hearers of the law, also be doers of the law. Make sure you are doing what you're supposed to be doing, so you don't be caught up in that net. Don't be caught up by lacking, so you don't get slipped, so you don't fall through the cracks and destroy yourself. Most High will guide you. All you got to do is just listen. All you got to do is just serve. All you got to do is just keep his laws, statutes, and commandments. And remember that you are God's chosen people, and that we as a people, as a nation, right? We are held to a higher standard, and we cannot slip. We cannot be like these other nations, right? As much as the other nations are having fun doing whatever the hell they want to do, right? We're preparing our people, our nation, for a new kingdom, right? Because this kingdom right here, right? The kingdom, so like this Esau's kingdom, right? It's not of our, it's not of the most, like it's not of the most highs, right? Let him have whatever he has in his kingdom, right? Let him have homosexual, whatever he wants to, this is this is his rulership, right? Let him go through skyscrapers, let him, bungee jump, let him do whatever he wants to do, right? But when it comes to our people, you know, our when it comes to, so like when it comes to our kingdom, we're gonna do 10 times greater things than what this wicked kingdom was doing, right? Because as the scripture says, right, when as the scripture says, right, um, man, I just had it. No, man, I just had it. It's like, I don't know why I want to say oppression make the wise man. When the wicked are in rulership, the people mourn, right? When the wicked are in rulership, the people mourn, but when the righteous are in rulership, right, the people rejoice. Understand this, man. Our people, it's like the earth is gonna be rejoicing when you are in rulership, because you're gonna do things way better, man. Right? For all those people that are it's like, just to cut it short, right? But yeah, you understand what I'm saying, right? I still want to get that scripture real quick. Right? I don't do not want to leave. Uh right. I'll get this one, right? Proverbs 16:32 says, "He that is slow to anger is better than the mighty," right? Man that's not so much emotional is stronger than the mighty, right? Stronger than the mighty, right? He that ruleth his spirit than he that taketh a city, right? Imagine an army taking over a city, right? I couldn't find the other one. I'll use this one, right? This is still a good one, right? Um, Imagine you being emotional, and imagine you not being in control of your emotions and your actions, right? You not doing, you just reacting off of emotion, right? You're weak. You would be considered weak, right? Just putting it out there, right? And you need to notice that you are weak, right? You need to notice that you need to learn how to control your emotions so you can conquer, so you can rule over your spirit. So you can rule over your spirit. So you can make decisions not based off of emotions, but based off of, you know, what's right, right? Based off of what's right, not just of how I feel. I feel so sad, so I gotta smoke weed. Where's the weed? I gotta hit up my connect. Ooh, weed. Nah, man. You weak. You're emotional, and you will never rule anything, right? If you're a man, right? If you're a man and you want to rule over your house, stop smoking weed. If you're a man and you tired of your woman, yelling at you day and night, you want you all you sit you laying in bed, she's right next to you, and you're thinking, man, what am I doing? How can, like, what's wrong with me? Like, why do I feel so weak? Why do I let this woman, you know, talk over me, talk down on me, talk this on me? Just know it's because of that weed. Just know it's because you're weak. It's because you're emotional. It's because you're not in control of your own emotions, and all your decisions is based off of emotion and not in spirit. You want to make sure you discipline yourself, man. That's the biggest thing, man. Make sure you discipline yourself, man. Write that down, right? Write that down on a notebook, right? Discipline. Look up the definition of discipline. Strive for discipline. Be diligent. Work for that. And then maybe you'll have a woman who respects you. But if you don't want to do that, then every relationship that you get into, and when you have children and they grow up, they will never respect you. And you're just gonna be a man just waiting to die, just a man that just living to die, rotting, and all his family is just benefiting off of your emotion of your actions, right? Family over here, they tell you what to do and you just do it. You jump. They tell you to jump. Your woman tells you to jump. Your children tell you to jump, and you ask them how high, because you're emotional. You're weak. You're destroyed, and you don't want to drop that blunt. You don't want to stop smoking weed. It's like, you know what? And with that, this is the ISUPK, Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, under Commander Jerry, right? Pay your tithes, 10% of every penny of any increase, give to the Lord, right? Uh, give Jerry. Make sure you check in every class, right? Make sure you like the page too, right? If you're in the class, make sure you give the the stream a thumbs up, right? Subscribe, share the classes, right? And with that, shalom.